Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Spill the D. I'm Rick, one of your hosts, and I'm joined, as always, with my beautiful co-host Gina and the beautiful Bruce Beal. How are we today, guys?
Hey, doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
I'm doing pretty good. Been better. I'm still a little sick. That's okay. Thank you guys for waiting a day for this episode.
Gina, how you feeling?
Pretty good. I slept for like 16 hours yesterday and then woke
All in
up.
preparation for today's show.
Yes. Well, you know what? I was like kind of ready for today. And then I took a nap on my lunch break. So I guess I got 17 hours total in prep for this episode.
I think I got 6.
I think my body just quit on me after Disneyland because I had like an abnormal amount of energy for someone who ran a 10K and a half and
Yeah.
was staying up till midnight. Like I should
did.
have been a lot more tired than I was. So I think it finally just was like, no, you're done.
You should have taken 3 naps on the plane like I did.
That's true. I'm not a plane napper. Bruce, you a plane napper?
No, I can't sleep on planes. No matter the distance, I can't do it.
I can't either. It just doesn't work for me.
I could after a half marathon in 3 days in Disneyland.
I like
fair.
dozed for like 30 minutes, but it wasn't like a good sleep, you know? Like I still knew what was going on around me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys killed it at those runs out there. I'm happy for you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You did good.
We beat the heat, thank goodness. We
Yeah.
finished like right
Oh,
before it got
so-
super hot for the day. But
Yeah.
the high is that every day we were there, the one day it hit 109.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
crazy hot.
It was so hot. It was like the California version of rain though, because nobody was in the parks because of it.
Well, that's a nice park experience.
It was very
Have
nice.
low crowd levels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
What time did the race start? And what time did you have to leave your hotel?
The race started at 5 a.m. Our hotel was we stayed right down the street at one of the Marriotts, and we had to leave at like, it was like 3:40, 3:45
Yeah.
to be by the corrals by 4.
Okay.
But it wasn't as like, I don't want to say it wasn't as organized as Walt Disney World. It was more like a normal run. Like it wasn't as Run Disney-esque when it came to like how the corrals worked and everything. Like you know how in Walt Disney World everything is very like structured and timed, and they close the corrals, and the corrals are huge. Like it was much more of what it reminded me of like when I do runs in Philly, where like they let you in as long as your bib said they're at that corral letter, but there wasn't like times. As long as you were in there before 5 a.m. when it started, you got in. Like much more laid back and more like how you would see a run outside of the Run Disney World.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Nice. Nice. And how much of the park did you cover during the race?
So the 10K was literally like bobbing and weaving through the parks, which was amazing. Like I think so 10K is 6.2 miles. I want to say about 4.5 of that was in the parks, and the other mile and a half, a little bit, was getting to the park and then leaving to go to the finish line.
Okay.
So that
Nice.
one was a lot. The half marathon, probably about 3 miles in the park.
Yeah.
It didn't bob and weave as much.
Okay.
And then it
There's
was
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
highway
highway.
running, yeah.
But we did get to go through Angel Stadium, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Really?
Yeah, we got to
Oh,
run
that is
right like
cool.
around past home plate and then out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part was really cool. And through the parking lot. We got to go like under the big A and everything. That was really cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, it
Cool.
was awesome.
Good for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it was a cool one. But we'll tell the listeners all about it and more next week. This week we are talking about your travel agency. Bruce, you want to tell the listeners a little bit about it?
Yeah, I'm excited to be on and have another episode where we get to talk about our amazing team and amazing community of travel agents and media personnel. And so 407 and Beyond started 4 years ago this month, actually. So we are celebrating our 4th anniversary, or our 4th birthday, if you will. And we are a small, flexible, fast-moving travel agency. And what I mean by that is we have 65 travel agents across the country. We are very specific and handpick candidates to come join our team. And that's because we're always looking for the right person to come on and join, and someone who's going to be an asset to the community, an asset and great colleague to other travel agents. We're really trying to bring a virtual work environment, some in-person hospitality, some in-person style work environment. And so we're celebrating our 4th year, as I said, from hiring our first agent. We have reached many milestones and have done some group trips, and so We're having a great 2024, and we are looking to carry that momentum into 2025.
Very nice. Wow, 4 years flies by. That was really quick.
It really does. I know. You know, it's funny because looking back over 4 years, it seems so short, but also so long at the same time. We have brought in, as I said, so many travel agents, but you know, the thing about 407 Beyond isn't just that it's a company filled with travel agents. It's a company and a community filled with like-minded individuals who are passionate and motivated, who enjoy working together. And our community is so strong that even our travel agents who didn't know each other before joining the company, now their families travel together, and they visit each other in the parks, which is one of the things that I'm most proud of, that we've been able to grow and foster over the last 4 years.
I mean, hey, we just got back from Disneyland with one of the travel agents that we met through being a part of the 407 and Beyond community, so...
And that's the stuff that makes me the happiest. You know, all the sales milestones that we have with Universal or Sandals or Disney, those are great accolades to have, and I am super appreciative and proud of our team for achieving those. But things that really put a smile on my face and make me happy is knowing that the people in our community are friends. They work together, they travel together, and hearing, you know, from podcasts to travel agents to admin to YouTube and media personnel, everyone in our community loves getting together, and nothing really makes me happier than that.
That's awesome. It's so exciting to share with the listeners that he is hiring, which is why we are doing this episode. We were able to have the listeners send in some questions for you to answer to help kind
Fantastic.
of maybe alleviate some of their stress or answer their questions before they apply. So let's start with the biggest one. What's a travel agent for 407 and Beyond?
Yeah, so like what that looks like being a travel agent here. Yeah, so travel agents at 407 and Beyond, first and foremost, are independent contractors. And what this means is agents have the ability to set their own hours, acquire their own clients, and earn the commissions from the trips that they book. This relationship of agents being independent contractors is not unique to 407 and Beyond. That is something that was a shift in the travel agency market some decades ago, and that we continue to utilize. And that really gives agents the ability and the freedom to work in a part-time capacity or earn enough clientele to make this their full-time job. And as much as I said earlier that the relationships and the friendships within our community makes me so proud and happy to see. One other item that is similar to that for me is seeing agents who wanted to come into this industry, get some experience, and their ultimate goal was to make this their full-time job. And we have several agents on our team who have done just that, and who is a travel agent full-time as their career, and they've done that and built that here at 407 and Beyond. And so part of the role that I execute myself as the owner of the company is to help facilitate that and to help in the professional development of the people coming onto our team. I always say that our agents wake up and they worry about our clients, and I wake up and I worry about my agents. I don't take any clients myself. I don't book any vacations because I'm farming those out to agents, because I'm here in the capacity to help agents make this everything that they want. And so if that's part-time or full-time, I'm here to provide the tools, some of the resources to make that happen, including clientele. And so what a travel agent looks like here, it's doing things from booking trips and cruises and trips to Walt Disney World to dining, making dining reservations at Walt Disney World or Universal Orlando, or helping with information for embarkation day on cruises. And so that's the vacation planning side of it. That is the side of things of the job that everyone kind of has that notion of what is a travel agent, and that's what they think of. But nowadays, that also includes sales. And so somebody needs to also be savvy in selling vacations and selling what it means to go on vacation, and provide a vacation and create memories with their family. And so part of the position is selling, and the other portion of it is vacation planning.
Great, and you kind of answered the question a little bit, but I just want to make sure it's clarified because this was one of our most asked questions that we got. Is there
Sure.
any kind of time commitment when it comes to working for 407 and Beyond? Like, is part-time possible, or should they all be working towards full-time?
Yeah, I appreciate that question. And I know a lot of people out there who are looking to become a travel agent are worried that, you know what, I don't know if I can make this a full-time job now. I already work part-time or in some other capacity. And the answer to that is there is no set time commitment that I require to be a travel agent on our team. But there are some other things that I do require. We don't have sales quotas. We don't have time commitment quotas. But the requirements to join our team and to remain on our team is that you are putting effort into client acquisition and you are doing an outstanding job with your clients. And so for agents who are just starting their career as a travel agent, working part-time and working 15, 20 hours a week in marketing, posting on social media, talking to their spheres of influence and their community members, whether it be neighbors or their pickleball team or book clubs, and spreading the word that they are a travel agent and that they are there to help book and plan their friends and family's next vacation. It is really the way to get started. And then as an agent acquires clients and they start making bookings and that grows, that can grow into something that is certainly in a full-time capacity. But there is no kind of baseline threshold amount of hours that's required other than an agent is getting after it, they're putting forth the adequate amount of effort, and they're out there to make this a career for themselves.
Okay, great. And you said there's no minimum sales requirement for your agents?
No, no, you know what? We don't have a minimum sales threshold to remain an agent on the team. And that's really because of one key reason. One of the big things that separates us from other travel agencies is that we're quite selective with who comes onto our team. And I don't say that to scare anybody from not applying. Please apply. Let's start the conversation and go through the interview process. I would love to get to know you. But the reason I say that is because we don't charge fees either. And a lot of other agencies may hire almost anybody who applies. I even know that there's a couple models out there where if you apply, the reply message back from the company is a contract to join their agency. And as much as that works for other agencies, and I hope that that continues to work for them in that capacity, that's not what we do. We're more worried about analyzing the person, right? You don't have to have prior travel agent experience to come join our team. You just need to have the intangibles. You have to have the motivation, the desire to join a community, the ability to be collaborative and collegial with your colleagues. And so because we don't hire just anybody or everybody, in other words, then I don't have to have any certain sales thresholds or minimums or charge any fees because I'm not worried about it not working out with that agent. The agents on our team are motivated, and I have the full faith and trust in them to make it happen. And so I'm not worried about some of the things that other agencies do, such as charging fees or having sales thresholds, because on our team it's just not necessary.
All right, gotcha. So then what does the hiring and training process look like for your agents?
Yeah, so candidates can apply to become a travel agent on our team on our website at www.407vacations.com. They can complete an application. That goes directly to me, and me and my staff review those applications. The entire process, interview process, is twofold. So there's a first round and a second round interview that we get to know the candidates. And then also provide an opportunity for not just us to get to know the candidate, but for the candidate to get to know us as a company and who we are and how we operate. As I said earlier, agencies operate internally, it can be vastly different. And so not only does a person need to be the right, we're assessing to make sure that the person is a right fit for our team, but we also need to be the right company for them as they start their career as a travel agent. And so the conversation is casual. It's an opportunity for us to get to know them, but for them to get to know us as well. And then for candidates who move on to second round interviews, we have a second round interview. And then for candidates who ultimately onboard with us, our training is, I'd say, a little bit more extensive than others. And the reason behind that is, our philosophy is that we mix the magic of going to Disney, of family memories, of riding rides and eating Dole Whips, and all the fun and magic that comes with vacations, with professionalism. And that makes us unique in that regard as well, is that we're professional and we're going to get the job done in the right way, and you can trust us with the details of your vacation. But knowing that we're talking about things that are fun and magical and creating memories with your little ones, and so we kind of have a hybrid approach there. And so that's why the onboarding training is so extensive. And we give onboarding agents 3 to 4 weeks to complete supplier trainings. They sit through a 2 to 3 hour orientation with myself, going through software and systems and selling techniques, and then they are free to sell. So from anyone who is starting with the onboarding process, it's about anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks.
Kind of going off of that, one question I think a lot of people might have, as far as experience needed for becoming a travel agent. You mentioned Disney a handful of times there in your previous statement, but you guys do book other things like Royal Caribbean, Universal, Sandals, all these other places. Is there a requirement for people to have previous knowledge of these things, or is it more of, can they do the research and kind of acquire the knowledge over time in order to be able to book these vacations?
Yeah, the answer is there is no requirement for an applicant or candidate to have visited all of the destinations in our portfolio. In fact, experience being a travel agent in the past, I don't really even look at that. And the amount of times that you've been to Walt Disney World, I mean, sure, that matters and that can bolster an application, but that certainly doesn't mean that I would not interview somebody who doesn't have experience going on a Royal Caribbean ship or visiting Sandals. And that's because when assessing candidates to come join our team, I'm looking at a little bit more of the intangibles, because traveling is something you can acquire. Knowledge and skills is something that somebody can acquire. But what is intangible, and what I have found is often indicative of success, especially in this role, which is one part sales and one part vacation planning, is the overall attitude. Do you want to do this? Are you sure you want to enter the travel agency market? Do you like talking with people? Are you energetic? And top of those characteristics is, are you motivated? Is this something that you want? Is this something you're going to work towards? Again, whether it be part-time or eventually full-time capacity, something that you're going to work towards, and something that you want to see grow for yourself. And so it's those intangibles that I often look for the most in candidates, because those are the things that are hard to teach or hard to acquire. Whereas somebody who hasn't been to Universal in a few years, right? One trip and they've been there, and they're back on it, and they have that firsthand experience. But again, because the onboarding training is required with suppliers, and it's learn as you go, with Disney, with Universal, Royal Caribbean University, celebrity training, Sandals training, orientation with me. One of the things that we do that is very, very unique in this industry is we are so dedicated to not only just agent success, but new agent success. Is not only are agents going to train, but they are going to be paired up with an experienced travel agent that we call their advisor for the first 2 months after orientation, to help them talk about media strategy on social media, what to post, how to post, when to post, working with clients, building out quotes, tactics and recommendations that have worked for that advisor, and going through all of our systems. And so, again, because we do have, we are pretty stringent on the interview process and people joining our team, we're willing to put that time and capital and resources into ensuring that they're best set up for success.
Very nice. And you mentioned the social media. How active do your agents need to be on social media?
Yeah, I appreciate this question because a lot of people associate or state that social media is like synonymous with marketing. And it's not. It's a tool to be used in marketing, right? A lot of ways that agents get off to a really quick start is they start utilizing friends, family, neighbors, parents on the kids' soccer team or at school or dance recital, parents. That's where a lot of agents can get a really quick start. As for social media, it is a great tool, and I highly encourage anybody getting into this industry that they're active on social media. But do they need to become what they see on social media as like a vacation or Disney influencer? The answer is no. There's a big difference between being a Disney influencer or being in the parks doing that type of stuff and being a travel agent. And so I think sometimes those get conflated as well. But I do encourage, going back to your question, I do encourage agents to be very active on social media because their social media accounts, from their Facebook business page to fun Instagram accounts, they showcase things that are going on in the parks, they showcase their own vacations, but it is essentially their virtual storefront. And so that's why it's so important that they're active, so that people who find them, people in the communities, people who come across their pages online can get a sense not only of what that person sells, but what's so important here at 407 and Beyond, that the outside world gets to actually know more about that travel agent, who that person is, because again, we are asking people to trust us with their family vacations and helping them book and plan. And so it's so vital that our future customers who find our agents online get a sense of who that person is and start building that trust right away.
I have to say, one of my favorite things that the 407 agents post, and I love when they post it for us, is when you book something through them and they post like, the L family just booked the trip to Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's us. We booked that. It's so satisfying, and I'm sure for all of their clients, it's also just as satisfying to see it posted and be like, "That's me. I'm staying at Pop Century."
Yeah, I always enjoy seeing that. Not only because that agent is finding success, made another sale, but that just means we now have another family in the 407 and Beyond community. So for every sale that I see that an agent posts, hey, the A family is going to the Polynesian for the week, or the B family is going on Royal Caribbean cruise, I applaud that agent. I often send him a message, hey, congrats on the sale. That's fantastic. But what I'm even more happy about is that we just brought another person, another family into the fold, into the 407 and Beyond community.
Absolutely. If I just say Polynesian, now I'm jealous of this A family that doesn't even exist. Okay, so we talked a lot about Disney, Universal, Royal Caribbean, all of the different places in the portfolio for 407 and Beyond. Now, can an agent work with clients in only one destination? Like, let's say they're really confident in Disney and they just want to book there, or do they need to be versatile in like all or multiple destinations?
Yeah, so an agent who is starting has accounts and trains with Disney destinations, which includes Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, Disney's Aulani Resort, Nat Geo Expeditions. They also train with Universal, Orlando and Hollywood, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Sandals. And we call that our basic portfolio. So agents who are just starting will have access to that basic portfolio. And then as they're on the team a little bit longer, they're going to have access to Viking Cruises, Virgin Cruises, Hilton International, Marriott branded hotels, and Expedia, and a host of other suppliers. And so your question is, can an agent just specialize in one of those suppliers? The answer is yes and no. It depends. And so we certainly do have agents who may specialize in Disney destinations or Walt Disney World, or some who specialize in Royal Caribbean and cruises. But part of that professionalism that I made reference to earlier in the show is that we do require that training be completed and updated, and that agents are there to be able to serve clients wherever they're going. And so we don't let just some agents only train and specify or specialize, in a certain destination, although sometimes sales trends does lead an agent in that direction. So they may just have way more Walt Disney World sales than Universal sales, or Universal sales than Norwegian Cruise Line. And that's bound to happen, that an agent has a little bit more sales in one supplier than another. But what I think is particularly important is having a balanced, diversified sales portfolio. That way, when that family who gets back from their Walt Disney World vacation and the parents are exhausted and the kids are back to school, parents can then start to maybe plan a more relaxing trip just for them at Sandals. And so it's important that agent be able to serve that client in both ways.
Yeah, it sounds like it's important that they know all of the destinations, because if they're someone who goes to Disney all the time and they understand Disney, or they go to Universal all the time and they understand Universal, their clients aren't going to be the same way necessarily. So they have to be able to say, hey, I have this other option. If you don't want to go to Disney this year, how about a Royal Caribbean cruise? And then they can help them with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of our clients don't just go to the same destination year after year after year. And we want that. We want our clients to be in the 407 and Beyond community for wherever they're going, anywhere around the world. And we can book most places around the world on trips. And so that's why it's so important that our agents be well versed and well balanced in at least a lot of our suppliers.
All right, so we have 3 more questions for you that are kind of,
Awesome.
couldn't really make them flow as well as the other ones did. So our first one, your legacy program. Can you explain that a little bit?
So the legacy program is a program that is that we have at 407 and Beyond. That's quite unique, and that provides additional opportunities and resources to agents once they hit certain sales thresholds with lifetime sales with the company. And so what I mean by that is we have 2 things. One's the legacy program, which people, visitors on the website may notice that some of our travel agents are bronze or silver or gold or diamond, and that is based on lifetime sales with the company. But we also give an opportunity for agents to earn more commissions throughout the year. And so agents have the ability to earn more commissions throughout the year, and based on lifetime sales. And the legacy program is not just based on commission percentages, but also based or also provides agents with some additional perks, like sometimes taking first pass at travel opportunities to visit some of our suppliers. We just had our social media assistant, Meg, and one of our gold travel agents, Sarah DeMaria, over at Dunn's River in Jamaica for 4 nights. We've had we're about to send Elizabeth Olsen on a Disney cruise. We've had several agents down at Walt Disney World this year and at Universal, and we had Ashley McGillen out earlier this year over at Disneyland doing these different training opportunities. And so although I do split those opportunities equitably, the higher up somebody is in the legacy program, they might get first pass at some of those opportunities, and that's really boils down to that's something that they've earned, and that's something that they have built over time, and the same goes with quote requests that come in from the website, right? I reserve some of those for those in the legacy program. I reserve some of those for agents who are just readily available at the time they come in. And I reserve some of those for onboarding agents to give them an opportunity to work with a client while under the advising program that we instill those 2 months after onboarding.
That's awesome. Has anyone hit diamond?
Hey, yes. The answer is we are about to announce that next week. We have our first diamond agent. I'm not going to say who, but next week we should have that announcement.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
has anyone hit it yet?
It is. I'm incredibly proud of this individual. All of our agents are, just absolutely incredible and play a huge part in the community that we have. And so I'm always happy with all the progress from bronze, silver, gold, or diamond. But I cannot wait to be able to announce our first diamond agent.
That is so exciting. Well, that's awesome. Okay, we got 2 more questions for you.
right?
So, do you foresee an increased need for travel agents in the coming years?
Yeah, like industry wide, my assessment would be that clients and folks looking to travel, there will be a need or even a desire to have a travel agent, there's a couple of different reasons for that. Working with a travel agent 407 Beyond is always free. Of charge to our clients. That clients do not pay us to help plan their trip, right? Our suppliers pay us, so clients don't have to. And so even if a client is well experienced and well versed in a destination and booking it themselves, we often say you might as well have a travel agent in your corner as an advocate in case something goes wrong, you need some help finding a dining recommendation. It's free anyways, why not? And so, you asked if there's a need. Even though so much is done online, booking can be done on desktop, laptops, mobile devices, oftentimes apps. There's still the need for expert knowledge and tips and recommendations, and that's something that no matter where the technology is going to go in the next year or two, that having that relationship with a human being, not with AI, not online, but actually talking to a person about your family trip, is something that's immeasurable. And so in 2024, 2025, and even beyond, well beyond that, I don't see the need or the desire for a travel agent to decrease any. If anything, is going to continue to increase.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely do. And I can say from personal experience, I love traveling and booking vacations, but I will always call a 407 agent to do it for me. So even if I did the research myself, then I call them and say, here's what I want. And it worked out heavily in our favor that that's what we do, because one time my discount didn't work and she sat on the phone, so I didn't have to. So
Right.
even just things like that, if you want to look it up yourself, fine, but the travel agent is going to do that for you and sit on the phone so you don't have to, which is always always my favorite. My push for people to use an agent is I didn't sit on the phone for 2 hours. Mandy did.
Yeah.
Notably,
No,
if you are a travel agent, though, you will have to sit on the phone so that people don't have to.
Well, yeah, and that's certainly part of the role and part of the responsibility. And as you say, you have working knowledge of Walt Disney World. I mean, you're a Walt Disney World pro, but you still use a travel agent, and for free, you might as well have an advocate. We love having clients who know the product, right? That's not something that we shy away from just because they know the product too. That usually leads to more in-depth, fun conversations because now we're talking about even smaller minutia details than what we were in the past. And so, one misconception about utilizing a travel agent is that, well, if I get a travel agent, I won't be able to plan any portion of my own vacation, which is absolutely false. It's not true. If a client tells us that they wish to make their own dining reservations at Walt Disney World, not a problem. Let us be here to help look for availability, give any recommendations, talk about any dining trends or new menu items. But if a client says, you know what, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to make it myself because I enjoy that, that's not a problem. We'll be here when you need us, but if you want to take control, that's also okay.
And that's definitely why I agree that the need for travel agents not going anywhere, only increasing as time goes, especially as people listen to episodes like this and learn that they can use agents in that way.
Yeah.
All right, Bruce, we got the last question. It's the one everyone's waiting for.
Question. All right.
It's the one everyone's here for. So they applied, they got the job, they're now a travel agent. Are there any perks they can look forward to working as a 407 and Beyond travel agent?
Yeah, so first and foremost, they're not here just to do a job. They're here to fulfill a role. We believe that with every team member within our company. And so the perks of day one, of onboarding, of training, of sitting through orientation, is that you're going to do that with other people, you're going to meet other people, and you're going to have a support network that I would compare to anything in the industry. you are going to have people in your corner. And so the first perk is that you are not alone. Okay. The second perk is that there's the ability to climb up in the legacy program that we were talking about, from bronze and silver, gold, and diamond, and to go on some of these training opportunities and to increase commissions, and have somebody who is supporting you in a multitude of ways to make your career dreams a reality, from part-time to full-time to acquiring clients and so forth. In terms of perks, we also travel together, right? Not only do we go on fam trips together, but we actually go on vacation together. And each year in April, we have 407 week, which you guys are so familiar with. Last year, we were at Walt Disney World for 3 days. Next year, in 2025, we are all going on the Utopia of the Seas, and we are traveling together as a team. And that's something that's really special. And we are so excited to be on board a Royal Caribbean ship as a team, and to experience that together. But not only that, we're on the brand new Utopia of the Seas. So we're really looking forward to that. Now, I do get asked a lot of questions from candidates or people on social media sending us a direct message about, are there discounts for travel agents? And the answer is yes. Here at 407 and Beyond, there's a process to acquire the ability to utilize those discounts. We do require that you're here for 6 months, and that there is some good progress on the marketing and sales front before those are approved. But absolutely, our travel agents utilize discounts with Disney destinations, with Universal, Orlando probably the most. And I will say, some of those discounts are awfully good. And so I know that's often a question like, well, I want to become a travel agent for the discounts. Being a travel agent is not a hobby. You're handling real people's vacations, and they are entrusting you with their vacation. So agents who work here at 407 Beyond don't do this as a hobby, right? This is their job, whether it be in that part-time or full-time capacity. And the goals and the mission of the company as a whole match that, right? Part of our goal is to continue to grow in the number of agents, the number of clients, continue to acquire those accolades, but doing so in a way that brings the right people together at the right time to build a community that's special. And the mission of the company actually has nothing to do with sales, has nothing to do with travel. The mission that we wake up every single day to do, and our agents do this with their clients, I do this with in media projects, working with our clients, is our goal every single day is to have a positive impact on everybody that we meet. Every interaction counts, even the small ones. And so that's why it's not a hobby, because our agents take this seriously. This is not just a career for them, but it's a mission. And they want to further that mission of having that positive impact on the lives of everyone they meet. And they're going to do so by talking about Disney, by talking about travel, and then providing their services for free to our clients. And so that's why it's so important that people who are applying, this is a career, and this is the beginning of a career. And if you do have travel agent experience, you're welcome too. I know we've talked a lot about building and starting a career, but go ahead and continue your travel agent career and begin it again here at 407 and Beyond. And so that's why I say, it's not a hobby, because if it was a hobby, the mission and the values of those daily interactions and of the company would falter. And so you have to be able to take that seriously. You have to be able to exemplify that in everything that you do, and which makes our community and our company so unique and such a pleasure to work with.
I have to agree as far as a positive impact goes. I was actually thinking about it while you were talking. I don't think a day has gone by in the last few months that I have not talked to a 407 agent at some point. Because just the connections that we have made since joining the 407 team is insane. Yeah. How friendly everybody is and how quickly we became friends with them. And it's such a great team to be a part of. So if you are looking for an agency that has that camaraderie, this is definitely the place to go. I really cannot think of a day I haven't talked to an agent.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. That makes me extremely happy.
They're all in my phone as their name and then 407, but I talk to them every day. Okay, so just to cap all this off, put a nice little finishing touch, Bruce, where can people go if they're interested in applying?
Yes, I look forward to seeing folks apply and to see your name in the application list. And you can get started by finding the application on our website at www.407vacations.com. If you need a direct link, we'll put that in the show notes so that you can find that there. But even if you don't have experience, if this is something that you want to do, I do encourage you to apply. I know we talked a lot about being serious and being professional, but this is a lot of fun, and it's an absolute privilege to be able to make a job or career out of something that you're so passionate about and that you have so much fun talking about. And so it would be an honor and a privilege for you to start your career as a travel agent here at 407 and Beyond. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to interviewing you and seeing your application in our list of applicants that are submitted on our website.
I have to say, I just clicked through the website to see how easy it really would be. Where you are listening, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, whatever you're on, if you click the link that we have there in the show notes, I clicked on an old episode, you are 3 clicks away. It is click the link, click the little sandwich, click our team. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 clicks, and then click working here. You are 4 clicks away from starting your application to work at 407 and Beyond.
Yes. I look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to having new people join our team and our community.
Absolutely. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Bruce. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to email us, email Bruce, find us on social media at Spill the D Podcast, or Bruce, the 407 Instagram is at 407.
Instagram and Facebook is at 407 and Beyond.
Perfect. You guys can find any of us there and ask whatever questions you have, and we'll be sure to get them answered for you. And good luck with your application.
But that's all we have for you this week, so until next time, we will
See you at the castle.